Alrighty guys, welcome to the very first season and very first show of the Topher and Al Show here in Nashville, Tennessee. Allie, you ready?
I am ready.
This is it. We're ready to go.
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
I want to start off the show by first kind of introducing our parody, our very first one. This is John Party's Head Over Boots, but I have changed it to I Will Lie About Where I Met You.
I got another tender date tonight. I hope he's what his pictures look like. And with some luck we'll go home together. And then in public we'll know each other. Yeah. I don't know what I want, but I know what I need. Is someone to swipe right and not be creepy. My standards are so low they won't even know it's not true when I lie about where I met you. Grinder, Bumble, on plenty of fish, but he just wants to be your friend with benefits. Spend my money on all these dinners so I can see the dog in his pictures. Hey, I only swipe right for your canine, not for your bad pickup lines. I don't know what I want, but I know what I need to stop swiping right when I've been drinking. Thumbs out of control. Tomorrow I won't know what to do. I'll have to go ahead and block you. I don't know what I want, but I know what I need. Only swiping right if he's 6'3", has his own car, and don't live with his family. I hope he lies about where he met me. I've got another dinner date tonight. I hope he's what his pictures look like, and with some luck we'll go home together, and then in public we'll ignore each other.
Allie, you're amazing. I love it.
So good.
How do you do that?
Spot on.
No
How
idea.
do you do it so well?
I don't know, because I didn't have a corrupt childhood, so I don't know why I have this sense of humor. No idea.
But we are going to just jump right into this. This episode's going to be about dating in Nashville. So we have two special guests today. We have Wes here in Nashville.
Hello.
And then we also have Megan.
Hi.
Welcome to our
guys.
show, and thank you for being our first
Thanks
guest.
for having us. Wow.
So, are you from Nashville?
No,
originally?
I am from Illinois.
Same.
Yes,
Yeah.
Central Illinois.
Good.
Representing the cornfields.
217.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about dating between Illinois and Nashville? What's the difference?
Well, I was straight in Illinois. You grew up in a cornfield. You have no choice, you know. But yeah, then was in Chicago and then Austin, Texas, where I came out. So I moved to bush country, came out of the closet.
When did you come out? What age?
God, 28.
Nice.
Yeah,
How old are you now?
27.
How do you come out in bush country?
I know. Austin's kind of like Nashville. It's the blue dot in the red ocean, right? But yeah, I just got sick of lying to people, you know.
Oh, that
And-
bush. Oh. I was like,
I'm like, why is she looking at me that way?
Like the bush, like the jungle bush. Or just
I
like the,
thought of
the
it
bush
at
like
that
the,
point.
First episode, we're already talking about bushes.
Like the bush, the George W.
George
that you're talking about.
Dub, yeah,
Gosh, okay, sorry.
42,
He's
whatever
very
number he is.
politics, right? That's one of your
Yes,
things.
Nice.
yes, we can. And, so yeah, Austin was great, and moved to Nashville 3 years ago. And
Cool.
it's a fun city, you know.
Yeah.
And
A lot of trouble here?
But so being gay, it's like you cut the population. I mean, it's hard to date when you're gay. I don't care where you live. My friends in Chicago struggle. They struggle in San Francisco. So I'm screwed here. Like, you know, being in the Bible Belt. But no, it's I mean, there's really great people here, but you get down to the numbers, and I mean, there's a small amount of people, and then, you know, 75% of those people you're not going to click with anyway.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
compatibility. Let's put it that way.
So Megan,
Yes.
you're a native, correct?
I'm a mostly native, yes.
No.
I've been in the Nashville area for over 20 years. 20.
You're like a unicorn.
You look like a unicorn.
I am the unicorn of Nashville, the local, yeah.
So how long have you been dating?
Since I could walk?
Did you-
Maybe. So, dating,
Recently, you're recently single, correct?
recently single,
Okay.
and just dating, figuring it out.
My question for you is, as someone who was here for the past 20 years, how has dating changed for you as this city has grown?
That's a great question. So it's now so Bumble is the new bar.
Oh
And
gosh.
It's
Touche.
touche, yeah.
Touche.
So, and it's great because I don't have to get dressed up and I don't have to dodge, you know,
Creepy dudes.
cowboys and vomiting 18-year-olds
Tourists.
and all the tourists and all the things. I don't have to dodge that in order to broaden my horizons. And, you know, you pick the right picture, you find
Emphasis
yourself
on
to
the
be
whore.
like, you're one
No,
of the
I'm
cool
just
kids.
kidding.
It's like, whoa, this is fun. But, yeah, it's very different than it was a decade ago when I was also single and dating in Nashville.
What is your funniest first date that you've had?
Oh, I've had one now. I think this was a Match.com before the Tinders and the Bumbles were all invented.
All the apps.
When you had to pay for dating?
It may have been like the free trial, 3 days.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
it was like,
Did you get different emails so you get free subscriptions?
that was the first time I created multiple email addresses.
Yes.
The first time.
Yes, the first one. So no, there was one that was just kind of an awkward date, and I grabbed my phone and like hit the side button so the light would come on and be like, "Oh, really? You're a cat stuck in a tree, and you like little Jimmy needs help, and Lassie can't make it. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. So sorry. Thanks for the wine. Gotta go. Bye, see ya." And bolted. It was just kind of a bad date. There was another one that the guy got drunk, and he had picked me up for our date, and I could not drive a manual shift car, and he
What
was.
happens in this town?
Oh my goodness! And well, he took me to the very fancy Macaroni Grill.
All the restaurants in Nashville.
All the restaurants. It's like, thank you for taking me to this great chain restaurant.
Were you in the
Where we can-
burbs? Or were you in Nashville?
We were in Cool Springs.
Okay.
That's where the date.
That
was.
wasn't
Cool
Get
Springs.
the buy one get one.
Yeah.
You know, you do.
Well,
I think.
I might
it
make
is.
it
It's like,
Thursday
you,
special.
it's like you get your spaghetti, and then they give you like a spaghetti to
Extra.
go.
Yeah.
Because,
So he's like, you take that one.
like, I mean, I'm not spending $8.99 on you, and you're not going hungry. So that, you know, there's that. But he just was wasted by the end of the 6:30 p.m. start time of our date,
Wow.
and
Not even
I'm-
with all that pasta?
no, I mean, I didn't and the bread and the what. I don't know. Maybe he did the same thing that I did, only he didn't
Sauce.
hold it as well because I usually drink before a date just to kind of like
Easy enough.
Me, yeah, same.
chill out.
Did you
But,
shave your bush?
Wow.
Not on
That
the first.
escalated
Well,
quickly.
no. I'll get to that, but that's not a first date thing. Like
Okay.
you don't do that before first date.
That's-
because-
I think I'll.
Oh yeah,
You
you got
know?
to test drive before you start talking about the financing.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. So it was. I had like
Right.
poured my date back into his car, like in the passenger seat, and I called my dad, and he talked.
Were you
I called my
how-
dad. I was like 21. I mean, I was
If my
still
dad was
in
here, I would have
college.
called him too.
I called him and I'm like, so I'm in this car and I don't know how to start it. And he's like, okay, just push all the pedals down. I'm like, I don't think that's the right thing to do. But so I figured out how to start it. And backing out of the parking space took about 30 minutes.
Was this guy passed out in the car?
Passed out. He was,
Oh.
I would have called AAA and towed his ass.
But I'm nice. And
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing.
So, and it was summertime, and I was still at my parents, living with my dad over the summer or something, and I drove the car. I figured it out, and that's like the only time I've ever figured out manual shift. And drove the car to the entrance of my neighborhood, parked it, put on the hazard lights, walked to my house about a half a mile away, so he wouldn't like remember exactly where it was, and yeah. And oh wait, the best part, his name I don't remember his first name, but his last name was Wright because he introduced himself to me as Mr. Wright.
Wow.
Of course
Gross.
he did. Alrighty, Wes. What are your thoughts on today's apps? What is your feedback on that?
So to remain very positive and upbeat, I think you're going to use it the way you want to use it. you can hire a matchmaker for $10,000 a year, $15,000 a year, and still treat it the same as a free app like Grindr or Tinder. So it depends. Like, I'm an awesome person, and I'm on there. So just to kind of put it bluntly, and I've dated a couple guys, and they were great, but the relationship didn't last because they got back on there, but they were newly out, and they had a degenerative part of their life where they just went. I mean, their morals and everything just disappeared out of nowhere. But then that happens. I think it could be a straight thing too. I don't know.
Oh, it definitely.
But
It's
it's
a
like,
straight thing.
oh,
It
okay.
happens.
It's a straight
Because I'm like the ant culture of the gays. I'll like tear them apart, you know. but then I'm like, well, my straight friends are like, that happens to us too. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess so. It's hard. I don't, like a first date, I'll do coffee, because if they're going to get their phone out and be disrespectful, like, I don't have time for that, you know?
So do you have
And
any pet
it's-
peeves on, like, what are your pet peeves on online dating or through social apps that drives you nuts?
Okay, so it takes like maybe like a week, 2 weeks, be like, hey, sorry, I was busy. Well, no, you weren't that busy where you didn't have 5 minutes before bed or before dinner. Now, you talk to a lot of people at a certain point, and I'm just not me. I've heard, but that's part of dating. You chat, so it's the same as if you're at a bar, right? So you're gonna chat with people just to like have conversation. So it's kind of taken over the bar scene, right? Kind of like you said earlier,
Right.
Balls in the bar.
And but if it's not going anywhere, that's okay, because that's part of dating. Not everybody's gonna get along. But then if you kind of hit it off and you FaceTime, and because again,
How long do you wait to give your phone number out though? What's the etiquette on that?
It depends on the person. So
Okay.
sometimes it'd be like within a day or two.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit longer. But then again, too, it's like when you meet in person, if you're at a wedding or at a bar or wherever you're at, a restaurant, and you meet someone, you know if you like their mannerisms right away. But online dating, you don't know that. Like, you don't know how they sound. You don't, like, are their pictures accurate? Stuff like that. So that's where FaceTime or Snapchat really comes into play. I'm like anti-technology.
I think I would give Snapchat
I'm
for anti-technology.
I would,
technology,
yeah, I
but
would definitely
you gotta
too.
do it.
I've
you know?
always said that, like, one of my career choices, like, somewhere down the line, I want to write people's Tinder bios for a living. Because the one-liners that I could probably just come up for you just by looking at your pictures, like, give them to me.
That's
$5
why you're such
a
a great
line.
writer, though. You're,
$5
Yeah.
a line. Like, I gave up all dating apps for my New Year's resolution for this year. And I would love to just get back on there to make some cash.
You haven't gone back online yet?
Mm-mm.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I've been thinking about changing mine just to be funny. Is like, hey, I'm moving on Friday. I'm only on here to find a guy with a truck. Because today, I mean, I am moving on Friday, and today is Wednesday, and I would really like a guy with a truck to help me. But I mean,
Why do you get
You
2 minute
probably
truck?
Two minute
two
truck.
minute
Two
truck.
minutes.
I'll give you the
College
phone number.
hunks.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, true.
Or another one that I saw was, if you don't look like your pictures, you're buying me drinks until you do.
I like that one.
They have
Yes,
shirts
boo.
that say
Yes.
that.
Oh, really?
Yes, they have shirts that say
So,
that.
yeah. I thought that one guy was original, but apparently he stole it from someone too.
I wanted to do one that was like, I'm playing Mad Libs. And so then if they swiped right, they would have to, like, I would say, okay, I need 5 verbs, 2 adjectives, 3 nouns. And then they would have to, like, answer. And then I would decide if I wanted to, like, continue the conversation
very
based on what
nice.
they.
So my
Like, give
current Bumble is telling me, or has it posted as to, shoot me your best dad joke, because I love a good corny joke, and I know that on Bumble I have to be the initiator of a conversation, but usually it's like, hey, this is your first name, like, hey Steve, hey Scott, hey Randy.
That's why I was
I've never
Right.
seen a Randy on
Right.
there, but.
That's why I was better at Bumble.
Yeah, so it's
than
like,
was
I say
Tinder.
hey, because I tell them in my profile, send me your best dad joke. And if they don't,
They have to have humor.
Boy, bye.
That's the key
Yeah,
thing.
I feel that's kind of how you match too.
Yeah.
If you have that banter online going
Yeah.
back and forth and kind of witty, then you kind of have that connection. But when they don't talk too, it's like good, you?
hi Megan.
Yeah. What'd you do
And that's
today?
it.
What's up?
That's
What
it.
are you doing now?
Yeah.
What's up? How's your mom? Like, it's weird.
What are you doing now? I'm like, actually, you
Yeah.
don't know that this is the 5 minutes where I'm on the toilet. So.
Okay, question for both of you. Drinks or dinner for first date?
Yes.
What?
Oh, drinks.
Drinks?
Yep.
To
In and
loosen
out.
up?
Then
Okay.
you can go to dinner if it's going somewhere, but I don't want to be tied down to it.
So
Hour
does
and a
that
half.
happen? So you go on a date and then if drinks turn into dinner and dinner
It
turns
could
into
the same
dinner,
night or a follow up maybe.
I think
Yeah.
either is appropriate. I think drinks first, and then
Yeah.
see kind of how the first
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour goes, because if it's 30, 45 minutes and you're like getting
What's the
slack
polite way to
happy,
leave if you don't like the date? What's like the polite way to do it?
grab your phone and be like, oh, your cat's stuck in a tree and Lassie can't come and help, and
Yeah. I just leave.
You just leave?
Yeah. Well, I'll.
Do you
I'll just
block
tell
their
them it's-
number or do you just not respond?
No, I mean, I've made excuses a few times, but then again too, but I set that expectation up front.
Okay.
I set that expectation of, hey, well, and it's also not, because when you're online dating too, it's like, what are we? It's like, we just started chatting.
Yeah.
Even if you meet at a wedding, you're in 10 minutes, you're not going to say, what are we? When are we meeting up? Like, so I kind of treat it as if I'm talking to him in person, because I'm kind of old fashioned. But then again, it's like if I just, don't feel it's going anywhere, then I'll politely decline.
well, and if you're on a date and it really you're just really not feeling it, I like to set kind of like I definitely like I have somewhere to be within the next 2 hours. Like if I set like a 2 hour like, but like I'm a teacher. It's a weeknight. I go to bed at 8:30. They don't know that I really go to bed at 10:30, but I can make it appear that way. Although I've been texting them at nighttime or whatever.
You just want to get home before, you want to go to the store before 9 o'clock.
Right, well, I mean,
Before it closes.
I know what time the store stops selling wine, and I don't want to miss that if if the bottle's on empty. So, but it's you can always extend it and just be like, well, let me send a quick text message and cancel on my friend, and then I can stick around if it's someone that you want to make out with.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
That's what I do that with my roommate's dog. I'll be like, oh, I gotta let my roommate's dog out.
Make out with
I'm like, right.
Yeah, it's like make out with
How
my
often do you
roommate's
use
dog.
an excuse?
You do
Well,
like that.
no, not the. Never mind. Came out wrong. Sorry.
So do you see dating, okay, so is it's for I feel like it's going to be harder to date now or stay in a relationship because social media is such a presence. And I mean, you see something new all the time, so someone's, you see a different face, something shiny, and all things shiny things
It
sort of
takes
dull, but-
self-control, and it takes being committed to a relationship. So if you don't have self-control and you're not committed to a relationship, then the shiny, app icon is gonna pop into your head, and you're gonna be like, well, I mean, I've been dating this person, but what else
But
is
it's very
out
easy
there?
these days.
And-
If someone pisses
like
you off, we're back on there.
Sure.
Right.
It's like ordering a pizza.
It is.
I mean, it'll show up in 25 minutes. It will.
Or less.
You will.
Or less.
Or less.
Or your
Depends on
money
how
back
close you are to
guaranteed.
the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's when people get in relationships and they've been like for a year, it is so easy to break up. It's like easy to get divorced these days. Like
It
it's
is
just,
easy.
it's super
Right.
easy. It's not the same anymore. It's not traditional like it used to be. So
Right.
it's like a new way of just living.
And you think back to these marriages that lasted 40, 50, 60, 70 years, like some of those are true love, but then if it was this time, it's
Where would
like
it be?
I don't think they would have lasted. I mean, they really had no option.
See, and I think
and
why were they
and not
getting
that's not the
married?
most, but it's like you look at relationships, they struggle, but now it's like there's an easy out, it's more acceptable. So you kind of go back a few years and you're like, oh, I wonder if they would have ever, got divorced.
They didn't have those fancy
and
Google machines.
they didn't have the Google app. Yeah.
The interwebs.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Well,
choice.
and
Yeah.
you think about why they were getting married. Why did my grandparents get married in the 40s or the 50s? They were getting married so that they could do it. Like, they wanted to have sex, so they were getting married
Oh, yeah.
because, like, my grandparents were married at 16 and 19. Like he was 19,
Never
she was
imagined
16, and they ran off to get married, and, like, the dad intercepted and brought him back and was like, we're going to do this the real way, like, right now, like, you're going to marry her, you're going to do it. And it was, like, not shotgun wedding, because no one was knocked up, but it was, like, no, like, you're going to do this the real way, you're going to be a man, you're going to stand up and do But now, everyone hooks up, and, it's everything is viewed so differently that we're not getting married to people so that we can have sex and make it legal and not look like heathens. We don't care that we look like heathens now. We just kind of accept the heathenism of everything.
I mean, we're
and-
literally judging people just on a line, and 5 pictures.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Or even
And
the
one of
first
them
one.
might even be a dog.
How many
like,
times do you even like click into Tinder to see all their photos if their first one's good?
oh, I do.
You know?
I'm
See,
very
I don't.
particular.
I know.
See,
I
I
just
don't-
Oh,
like.
like you
I
go
don't
to their
think
Instagram or
it's
something?
personal.
Well,
Perception for me.
it's just like the first photo. So their first photo better be like legit or, you know. I
I'm
don't
very
know.
particular.
In my first photo, I'm
Yeah.
wearing this dress.
Oh wow! Great choice. Great choice. Swipe right, people. Swipe right.
I always wish I could do
Make
that in
it an H.
public. Like, I wish it was
Yeah.
acceptable in public to just like walk up to a guy at the gym and be like,
This is it.
"You're big
Oh
pick
yeah. And people are mean online. I don't
People
understand
can't be mean. They're vicious.
it.
It's like
I
middle school
don't
all
understand
over
it.
again.
Absolutely.
If you're not fit
Bless
or
their
you know,
heart,
it's
they're
just
suffering.
the way you look. I mean,
Yeah.
people are just all about
Yeah,
body
they're- oh, they
type.
are.
Do you think
Yes.
body type has
Yeah.
a big thing
Yeah.
in dating these
Well,
days?
Yeah, well, okay, so you pick a city like Austin or Nashville. So I've lived in both, and I lived in Austin when it was where Nashville is now. So it was just starting to boom. And you have all these like amazing, beautiful people, gay, straight, and women that are moving there, and they're all successful. They all live downtown. They're all paying $high rent.
7 Texas
They're,
credit score.
but it's one of those where it is a transient community. So sometimes they're here for med school, kind of like UT Austin, Vanderbilt, all this. So they're here for like 2 or 3 years, 4 years, and they're gone. So they don't want anything serious, or they're too busy, you know. So it's hard, I think, in a hot hopping city like this to find like someone that wants to commit, and you can on an app like you can, but it's just few and far between. And not that it's wrong if you don't, you know. I called my ex a degenerate because he was, and
Same.
But yeah, it's like, and maybe it was just a moment, you know. His morals just went way
I
south.
mean, I met mine on
I-
Tinder and we dated
yeah.
for almost 2 years. And
Really?
you know, like
Did yours get back on too? Because I found
Well, he got back on
friend,
Bumble.
my friend was texting me. It's like, yeah, this guy. This was in Austin, and then
Did we
but
date the same
but
guy?
the whole probably.
We'll talk later.
Like I thought he had a wife. But, oh, and then you get that too.
Oh,
It's like, oh my god.
Okay, so
like,
there are many,
Oh,
many,
yeah.
many straight
Oh, my
men,
gosh.
many straight men that are in to
Yes.
to experience, you know, touching
yeah,
gay men and
yeah. I mean, it's
Doing
sad,
gaming.
you know, in their 40s and 50s.
Touching.
and then going
Touching.
back to their wives, you know.
Yeah.
It's very common.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
okay,
absolutely.
do you think their wives know?
I think
some
some do.
level, on some
I
level,
think
they would
some
have
do,
to.
yeah.
I mean,
open marriages are a huge deal. People, you know, are very taboo about it, very quiet about it, but it's a very common thing.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
okay, in the
my
gay
brother's
world, but
polyamorous. He,
what about the straight world? Because in the gay world, it's like everybody has open, and I don't like to share, so I wouldn't.
It's
I
very
wouldn't like
common
that.
in the
But
gay
then
world
again,
to
it's
have
not
open
bad if you
marriage
do. It's just
or
not me.
relationship.
in my experience, it's less common in the straight.
Do you think
world.
Yes.
where we're at, what location we're in, Nashville?
Well, you put, I mean, okay, so you go to a gay bar, so you have men, like their testosterone, everything's just running.
Yeah.
So now they're all after, it's like the gay bachelor. It would never work. You have all these guys in one house after one guy that's not living in the house. It's kind of like the gay bars, you know? So you can't really, gay is so much harder because the sex drive is so much higher. And they're always wanting, like you said, something shiny, something new, or you're a new guy to town. So I have 3 rules. No one newly out, or not out. No one new to town, or no one just fresh out of a relationship. Because those 3 are going to be the ones that aren't. It's not bad. But it's
What about
just
visitors?
they're not ready to
What
date.
visitors?
Depends
You
on what you're
visitors?
looking for.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
many visitors on
Oh, there's
Apple.
there's
in
a lot
Nashville
of
for the weekend with my bros for a bachelor
Gross.
party.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
yeah.
Can't wait for the wedding in July. Ugh. Like, that's one thing my
Like,
say
bro,
every
it's
time.
October. Like the wedding's
Yeah.
a year away.
Yeah, we'll be
Mhm.
back. I'll come see you again.
Yes.
Thanks for
We
taking
could
me
probably
to
have a
Paradise Park.
podcast on all the bachelorette.
We are.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be a
that's what-
topic.
Oh,
That is-
Jesus.
That is gonna be a topic.
In a few episodes. And what is
Dude.
what is your impression of the
The Woo Girls.
the woo? It's all you see is girls.
Lily Petal.
Yeah.
Jenna's
Yeah.
Jenna's
And it's the
getting
same damn
married.
song.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
wearing a white shirt,
Oh my
and everyone
God.
else is on a black shirt.
Yes, and it's Jenna's last bash in Nash. Like, get a new freaking shirt. Jesus Christ. And here's the thing, too. Like, they're like, oh my God, did you see her last night? She drank out of a penis straw. She's so crazy. Like, I do that
drink
every
peanut straws
morning.
last night, too, which is the
Let's
first
just-
time.
Every
Let's
morning
just
with
save
my
that
vodka
for our-
soda.
we
I
have a certain episode
It's
dedicated
nothing
just for
new,
that.
Jenna. Get over it. Get on the pedal tavern and pedal into the Cumberland River. Out of it. Leave your money and go. I dealt with it in Austin. Dealt with it here. Sorry, we're on the wrong
It's
podcast.
it's following us.
And that is nothing. There's nothing that pisses me off more than being on 2nd Avenue and getting stuck behind all those bitches because they're
Try
having,
living on stuff. I open my front door and there they are.
You know what my favorite thing to do is just to go for a run and to be in like the deathly hollows of my run where I just want to die and to be able to run faster than they can pedal.
Yeah.
I'm like, ha, bitches.
And they're just drunk at 2 p.m. and they have no cares.
yeah.
Okay,
All right,
we're
we're
back
off
to
topic.
dating.
We're rolling in deep.
Back to
I
dating.
actually have a question. So, as far as like we were talking earlier about finding committed relationships online, which is hard to say.
We're hoping for the best, guys.
That needs to be a study
Why-
at Vanderbilt or something.
Why? Harvard, yes, definitely. Why is it that whenever we we don't swipe right on those dudes who are like serious inquiries only? Like that is one of my biggest no, like we're not gonna swipe right on him because I had one guy message me one time who was like, "Are you serious about having a relationship with me?" And we hadn't even said hello yet.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like only looking
Yeah.
for something serious. Like
And it's great to state that, but okay, state it and then get to know each other. Let's go back to you met at a wedding or you met at the grocery store. Like you're not gonna ask that up front. Why do these weirdos
I always
keep
imagine
doing this? The produce, yes, by the eggplant.
See, and I go melons or
that was
bananas.
unnecessary.
Ooh, not melons. That's gross. No,
Well, for you,
no.
At
You
the farmer's
said
market.
eggplant.
Well, it's
Don't
At the farmer's
quit.
market.
Well,
How big was that
so
eggplant?
I'm thinking like eggplant emoji. So
yeah.
Yeah, I know. They turned that
That's where it was
emoji
headed.
dirty. They
Yes.
ruined
There you
eggplant
go.
parmesan for me.
Cucumbers.
That too.
What was the question? It's hot here.
The serious guy on Tinder. I mean, why don't we like him? I can't.
That's true.
Because-
I'm
because
always
it's
a serious
overbearing.
person. No
It's
one likes that.
overbearing.
It is. It's very much right off the
Wait,
bat.
if he just says it?
He's,
Because
like,
he should
looking
put it
for
in his
something
profile.
serious. I mean-
or does he continually say it?
Continually.
Oh, and you haven't
if
met
it's
yet.
if it's in
Okay.
the first if it's before you've met this person and they are saying, so what are you looking for? I'm looking to meet someone and see what happens. And coming from a person who, by just personality, I am not, and you can definitely vouch for this, I am not spontaneous. I like for there to be a plan, and I like to know the plan, and I like
Structure,
to execute the plan, and I like to.
But with
like,
plans comes disappointment because we have these expectations that it doesn't go the way we want it
No,
to.
I mean, no. Well, I mean, I'm quite the planner, so I can usually manipulate a
It's
plan
because
to
you're
make
a
it.
teacher.
Well, the
teacher,
teacher
Yeah.
goes
so
that way.
that's-
But
there's
I'm
that.
You
the
become
same
a
way.
naughty
But-
teacher.
You ever had
Break
those
some
students'
rules.
dads hit on you?
Ooh.
Oh, is that
She
that's
probably
another
can't
That's
say.
another
She
episode.
probably can't say.
Yes.
Can you say?
So
We can't.
I can say that there was this one dad, and neither of his children were ever on one of my rosters, and I never taught them.
Then
or
that's
tutored them.
okay.
And he was, I mean, probably still is. He texted me yesterday.
Wait, but he's single.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He is divorced. He's been divorced,
Mhm.
and
It's okay if
you know,
the kids are not on the
right.
roster, then go for
and
it.
it was
you know?
like the kids weren't even in my grade
Yeah.
level, and one of them wasn't even at the school anymore, and you know.
I'd be giving him detention.
No, now like
with some slips.
there may have been like
we
a
need
pink
to see you
slip.
in this office.
Stop.
Okay, let's bring it down a notch. But no, I think what was the question again?
I don't wait.
The one before that, the serious dude,
Oh, so the series, it's just
it is overbearing.
it's overbearing, and it's like, can we meet?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Can
Yeah, you
I-
shouldn't be saying that up front.
Can there be some exchange besides the banter that I know I can carry banter with
Mm-hmm.
anyone because I'm a talker. I can talk to anyone. And so to carry the conversation is one thing. To have the conversation thrown back my way is impressive. It's really impressive. But to have someone pounces on you with so what are your yeses and nos and your biggest thing? It's like these are things that I don't tell someone that I don't know. And
Right.
and that I don't know
You figure that out in the conversation.
I've known you for more than an hour, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
I haven't even decided if I want to if I want
Even-
to have dinner after our
Right.
first two drinks.
Yeah.
So it's
Any first date pet peeves, like
getting
you-
wasted drunk.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should
amen.
act like you should. A lot of times I like to do coffee because that way you're. because I think too, when you have some liquid courage, you're going to say stuff that you probably don't want to say.
Yeah.
So I want to get to know the person before, because a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts.
Yes.
So whatever I say, I don't apologize for. Now I don't have a big problem with that, but I won't apologize because that's just it. So even if you go through one of those matchmakers like Patty Singer, 2-drink minimum, no texting, no kissing, no anything. I'm kind of old school like that. But it's like, I think what I like too when they're on their profile, like what they do like to do, So like on mine, I'll be like, okay, to settle down with.
But do they really
and
do those
settle
things?
down, in quotes, are like, let's go skydiving, let's go to the Rocky Mountains, let's go to Egypt, let's do this. Like, I don't want some guy that's always at a gay bar.
So much fun.
I don't, oh my God, let's hang out. Yeah. But, it's like, I want to do something.
But
We
do
live in
people
Nashville.
really do
like,
those
we can
things,
fly
you
to
know?
Chicago in an hour. We can be in New York City. There's so much here. It's like, you don't want those bar people. And again, coming back to how hot Nashville is, everything's a happy hour. Everything's music professionals, everything's healthcare related, and it is. Even in my industry, real estate, property management, it's all happy hours, which is fun. But then, I think too, you naturally, it's a God kind of universe driven. You're going to meet that person when you're supposed to. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't like online dating, because it's forcing it. But you also have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
There's a way to do that and not force it. And I think when you don't have an expectation and it naturally flows. But that's settling down for me is just like living life,
Doing
And
life.
people think settle down. I can't. Well, no, not if you're a whore. Like just you go do your thing. Can I say that?
Yeah,
You can
say
say
whatever you want.
Beef
But
it out.
see, even
But,
someone
yeah.
who's a whore can settle down. They just are whoring with one person.
Well, hopefully. I've not had that
Hopefully.
I've
experience.
always dreamed my future husband would get down on the ground on one knee and say,
Yes.
Will you whore with me
Oh,
forever?
God.
"Whore with me forever."
You better not knee anytime soon, because he'll be on like the news and stuff. Like disrespecting. No, I'm proposing. Disrespecting your damn flag.
Yeah, pet
That's
peeves
my
would be like getting wasted and it's the female and paying. That's a very funny
Ooh.
thing, and so I unless I'm caught off guard by like when a check comes or when like hey, we don't need the check because like here we go,
Yeah.
I'm paying for this and that's all there is. Like if it's not an option, it's like, oh, here's a check and it's going in the middle and the waitress leaves. I always offer to split and cover my portion of it. I don't expect anyone to just like.
I don't.
I don't expect it. However, I totally judge if it's accepted. Like, oh, sure. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's like, okay, so I will be the other half of everything financially and everything else because I know that I'm bringing a lot to the table just because I'm awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're more than sauce.
things like that. But it's as a female to feel like someone wants to treat you to something and that that you will have some sort of like taken care of feeling.
Preach it.
It's a nice feeling, and
Yes.
so when I go on a date with you and you cover dinner and then you insist on drinks after dinner, this is recent, and those drinks are at a
Like hot
fancy
bread.
place in Midtown that rhymes with schmatters and schmaush, and then you offer as a female to like, let me cover the
That's a good
tab.
place.
Yes.
You order another old fashioned, so it's now your third after a bottle of champagne at dinner and the whole nine. And so you're getting wasted, and I'm paying, and you're ordering another drink, and so then I'm paying a $90 tab. I'm a
And you
teacher.
probably had to drive him home again.
We covered the Uber because he was very clear that he had like a $5.99 Uber deal for,
Oh.
for the whole month.
It is a
Thank
lifesaver here in
God.
Nashville.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yahtzee, nailed it.
I have a pet peeve. It's
Big
so
prize.
tacky. People are gonna judge me for this, but when a man takes me to dinner and we get the bill and he opens it, that's like I'm done. Like a gentleman always just puts a credit card in and gives it to the
Yes.
server.
Okay.
And send it away.
Do you get the question of, okay, well, which one's the man and which one's the woman? Because I get that all the time, and I'm like, well, neither of us are the woman.
Yeah.
And so,
But you can
it's
feel that
always a
out.
judge.
You can feel it out.
You can feel
in
it
the
out.
dinner.
Right.
Super fast.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just
'Cause-
I always pay attention to how you treat the server.
Yes,
I-
yes.
Yes.
If you are at any
Oh.
point
You nailed it. That's very
rude,
important. Yeah.
Like, because I waited tables for 2-3 years, not well, but I waited tables. and just the way that you treat that server and your customer service towards them can make a huge difference. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Shows character,
Yeah.
integrity, absolutely.
Yes.
I think it's also something that stands out to me is how not only how someone treats the server, but then when the server walks away, if they maintain that
Same character.
same character, because they can ask the server a question and make the server feel important, but then if the server walks away and they're like, what a freaking idiot, or
Yeah.
then it's like, so you're being fake. So you're phony when someone's going to help you out, or so that to me that's huge, just red flag.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So we're gonna wrap
Yep.
up. So what we're gonna ask both of you the questions is, what is your advice to people in Nashville and everywhere else how to date?
God.
You go first.
Oh, great!
Go
We
for
both look at each other. And the question again was how to date.
How to
In Nashville.
what's the right way to date here in Nashville and anywhere else in New York, Chicago, Dallas,
This-
Austin, LA?
Like, okay, so break it down. How to meet, or just how,
How to
like when
date,
you're
how to just
courting.
properly date,
When
like
you're
what-
courting.
When you're courting, yeah,
Okay, I love that word.
very biblical.
Very biblical. Yes, yes.
Very
we are-
Southern right
we're
here in
the
Nashville,
Bible
Tennessee.
Belt.
I mean, you can't get
There, I
What is
think
the etiquette
once
of
you
dating? Like-
once you meet someone, like, so we have great wineries, we have
Okay.
great parks, we have a
There we
couple
go.
nice museums. There's nice restaurants. Again, it comes back to everything in this town is tourist. Even if you live downtown, everything's a tourist trap. So it's like you kind of have to get creative. I mean, we have the T-Pack Hall. There's, I mean, concerts every night. What's happened to just you two going to do stuff
Correct.
and not being in a crowd? And at some point, you want to bring that person around your friends because that's really important. But there's so many amazing parks. Our falls, our springs, even our winters aren't bad. Like there's year round. Like it should not be hard. Like once you find someone to. Once you fall in love, keep doing those things to stay in love. You know, there's and I mean, you can have a cabin retreat. You can drive 2 hours, an hour, up to 3-4 hours to have really nice, like, you know, cabin getaways and Smoky Mountains. Are those the mountains, Smoky or Rocky?
They're smoking.
They're
Smoky.
Smoky.
Okay.
The Rockies
There's
are in
not.
Colorado.
Oh,
Like the
that other
bear.
way. That's farther
third
away.
grade teacher, so I
Yes. Yeah.
geography lesson right here.
But yeah, so I think we do have a lot of it. We focus on the disadvantages because of everything we've already talked about and online dating and everybody having the attention span of a snail. But you know, this is such an amazing city.
It is.
You know,
There's
and
so
there's
much
so
to
many
do here.
great restaurants and great bars and not like Tootsie's. Like, no, don't take me there. Let's go to like the Hermitage Cafe. Let's pay like $15-20 for a
East
drink
Nashville
because
has
I
so
know
many
you're
great
worth
bars
it.
right now.
That
They
too.
have like
Yeah.
Rosemary. It's a lot of hidden bars, like Port Louise, all these great places.
Yeah, even being gay, I feel very like safe here, accepted here, not like 30 miles south.
How do you feel the gays before we go? How do you feel the gay scene here in Nashville? What are your thoughts on that?
I have amazing friends, gay, straight, rich, poor, black, white. Like I think if you're a great person, I don't look at the gay, straight.
Yeah.
I do tend to have more straight friends just because there's less drama.
It feels easier, doesn't it?
It's so much
so much
easier
easier.
because again, you go to a gay bar and it's like usually if you go to a straight bar it's men and women and obviously the men aren't looking at the men, the women aren't looking at the women.
There's no competition.
There's no competition. You go to a gay bar, it's just like
the same
600
people,
dudes
the
all
same
after
people
each other.
every weekend.
And I don't
Yeah.
like that. And again, it's not, I've spent my time, I came out in Austin, I went out a lot. And that's part of that coming out process, and we do it later in life because we didn't get to do it in college. Our generation anyway.
So you're making up for
And so yeah, and it's part of that. Max that cheated, like he needed to go through that. I should have never dated him. But he should have never dated me either. Like he should have
Famous
never
last
cheated,
words.
right?
Yeah.
But bitter party of one over here,
Nashville.
like girl, we gotta get. But yeah, I do. I think the drag shows are great. I find fun in anything. You find those anti-gay people. It's like I hate gay bars. It's like if you really hate stuff that much, like you need to look at yourself. I have
Just
fun
stay
at them.
home.
I just don't go a lot. I just don't because they want to see what shoes you're wearing and what And I'm kind of. And there's a good book. It's a
Do a
great
plug.
book. I
Do a
forgot,
plug?
but I don't know if I can plug. But it's Growing Up Gay in a Straight Man's World. It's
Okay.
called The Velvet Rage: Growing Up Gay in a Straight Man's World. It talks about stage 1, 2, and 3. Once you get to 3, you don't care about the Maserati. You don't
Yeah.
care about what you. Well,
At
you
what,
care.
at what age do you
But-
feel like that happens? Like
Yeah,
you're over
I
it.
have friends in their 50s that have just come out.
Okay.
And then, but now, like at this younger generation, guys are taking their boyfriends to prom in junior high down. So it's
a little
totally
weird.
changed.
Yeah.
That book might not be relevant to
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
you know. But to us, you know, I came out in my mid-20s,
Yeah.
and it was a process all over again. You know, I never really blamed my exes, but at that point, you know, you should not be in a relationship, and you need to be doing what you, because
Yeah.
everybody else did it in junior high, high school, and college. We just never did. Out in the open, you may have done it, but you weren't true to yourself.
Yeah.
So once you're true to yourself, that's when those feelings really get explored. So, yeah.
Megan,
So my advice.
what
would
is your
be,
advice to the men here in Nashville and across the United States?
Don't be crazy, and
Like, define crazy.
don't be crazy. Don't be overbearing. Don't be
Needy.
needy is. Don't be needy.
Men are needy.
Yeah, men are very,
Very
needy,
needy.
especially when they have colds. It's like everybody stop. The world is ending. I'm dying because I have a cold, and I'm like, I'm a third grade teacher.
Or they work too hard. They work all these hours.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, that's the worst.
you have a little sore muscle? You need a little shoulder rub? No, I'm sorry. I've been like teaching third graders and running around in heels all day, and I went to the grocery store, and I cooked you a great dinner, and you know we're gonna bone tonight, and just like don't be whiny. But the needy thing.
But give me some
the-
whining.
But give me some wine. Bring the wine, but don't be whiny.
Yeah.
That's a very different.
God, straight men are like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
This is why women
Like Mask for Matt?
cheat.
What up, bro?
They say that
Oh,
the
yeah.
women are cheating way more than men are the past couple of years.
I-
The percentage went a lot higher.
Oh.
I heard that in the news.
Really?
Yes. And it's real
I guess the men should
Fake
step it up so that the women
Instagram.
wouldn't cheat.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
I mean, you gotta keep the spice there,
You
huh?
gotta keep it there. Yeah, you cannot be complacent. That's something else. Is
Oh, yeah.
the becoming complacent with something. But at the beginning of a relationship, to me, that's when you're getting to know someone. It's the fun
Yeah.
and the excitement's there and the spice is there, and you're exploring and doing things. But then when when you both had colds at different times and you've been through some things, you should still be able to come up with that spice.
Yeah.
To me, it's like letting things fizzle and letting things kind of fade and just thinking that
My pumpkin spice is in time for fall.
right?
Yeah.
But
Pumpkin
like
spice
if you love
latte
the
it
pumpkin
up.
spice, don't you want it
PSLs.
sometimes in April?
Yeah. So if you've learned
Whatever
anything
spice I
from this
want,
episode,
I'm gonna want it.
keep that pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin
All
spice.
right, well, guys, thank you so much for
Thanks for
taking
joining
time.
us.
Oh,
to join
thanks for
us.
having me.
We'll see
And
you
us.
on October 27th, everyone.
Thank you.